Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the 90 Degrees Fightcast. We're glad you could join us today. I'm Habib.
I'm Dill.
I'm Ross. So today we're going to discuss the fight that possibly might happen between Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. So I'll throw it back at Dill. So what's your thoughts on this, Dill?
Well, the thing is, when is this fight actually going to happen? I think it's going to be an exciting fight. Well, back in October, they were saying that Keith Thurman could take on Errol Spence as soon, earlier as December 17th this year, but that was obviously too close a date for any preparation for both fighters. News this last couple of weeks is that it's most likely going to be taking place in autumn, or like the Americans say, fall 2023 in New York. I'm thinking sometime between September or December, but what do you think, Raz?
No, I don't think. I think that's too late. That's almost a whole year for a fight, and they haven't fought for ages themselves already. So I don't think they're gonna wait another almost whole year for another fight. I read somewhere it's gonna be like aiming for February if it happens.
Well, that'll be fantastic.
It's up in the air at the moment apparently, because I think Spence realistically doesn't want to fight Thurman because he don't need to. He's the man now. So he wanted to fight Thurman ages ago, but now the ball's in his court. So he's like, he already said it ages ago. I don't want to fight Thurman. I'd rather go up and wait. But I think they've ordered it. The commission have ordered it, so he might have to fight him, and I think it will happen, but probably around February, March. That'll give him enough time to prep. Because I see Thurman is training already.
Okay.
So that kind of indicates to me, okay, he's obviously hopeful it's going to happen. So he's already started training. Because it's a big task for him to take on Spence, especially ain't fought for ages. But if it does happen, what do you guys think? What do you think, Hubs? I don't know if you watched any of the recent fights, but what do you think?
See, Keith Thurman, he's a well-seasoned fighter, isn't it? He's had his experience and everything. So the only problem is fighters who hit their prime. There's a peak, isn't it, with everyone, and then they start to come down. Question is, will Keith be able to bring his level back up to that ultimate level of fighting? Especially with Errol.
Yeah.
Errol's a bulldog. He's just been coming in, taking people out, and he's in his prime. Going to what you were saying about the fight actually happening, and etc. Yeah, even if Errol is not happy about wanting to fight, and then Keith's been pushing it back or whatever's been going on, I think they're in a position now where they're going to have to, because there's been hearsay about it too, that he's in a position where he's going to have to take the fight. So let's see, but I think Errol, he's a rushy fighter, isn't he? So when he comes in, he can get a bit hot-headed, but he's a bit more older now. He'll be a bit more calmer. He's a bit wiser. So yeah, it'll be a fun fight to see. But I do think it's going to happen. They've got a lot to lose if it doesn't happen.
Yeah. What were you saying, Dill?
Well,
What do you think? This fight happens?
This fight is going to happen.
You think?
It's going to happen, this fight. Whenever it does, it will. It's just a very interesting fight. I think if we go into more of the stats and exactly what they've what it's all about, really, it's like a welterweight fight. Yeah, weight limit is or would be about 147 pounds, which in England is 10.5 stones or 66.7 or 8 kg. It would be fought over 12 rounds. What can I say? Like, Keith Thurman is stepping into the ring with a record of 30 wins. And he had a one loss, and you know who he had that one loss with, yeah?
Yeah, of course. We know that. Mr. Pacquiao.
Mr. Pacquiao, Mr. Pac-Man Pacquiao. Yeah,
Yes.
and 22 of those wins coming by the way of knockout, by the way. Yeah, but that one loss, I think that put. I used to actually like watching Keith Thurman. Yeah, even when he fought, he beat Sean Porter. So did what's his name, Spence Jr. as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And he did a really good job. Both of them, I think, did a fantastic job of that. But I think he took that loss. If that wasn't there, this would have been more of an exciting fight.
Yeah, I
But the
agree.
thing is, you can't underestimate Porter. He took Pacquiao lightly. I honestly think he took him lightly, right? He came into the fight and he's probably thinking, oh man, this guy's like gone past his peak. He ain't got much left in him. And I think he was overconfident that he had, I'm on 29 wins. I've got 22 knockouts. This is going to be a breeze. My man, Manny Pacquiao's probably slowed down. Yeah, this is what he came in. But I think he woke up after he got knocked down in the first round. Like, you could see it in his face. He was just sitting on his ass, just smiling.
Shook.
Like, what the hell just happened there? Because he got caught again. This guy, there's too many fighters that get caught when they're taking a back foot. And he didn't realize that Pacquiao is actually fast, because he was giving it to him in the corner just before he got knocked down to Pac-Man. But what you got to remember is, every time you tag Pacquiao, he's gonna tag you right back to make up those, hit points. Yeah, to make up those stat points. Yeah. So I think he messed up with that, and then throughout the rest of the game, throughout the rest of the match, he was ended up playing catch up because he was just landing. He was the more busier fighter, so he ended up losing. So you can't really count him at any fighter against Pacquiao, bro. You can't, Pacquiao's just a legend. That guy can, if he turns up, that's it. He might not knock you out.
So what are you saying, like, because he fought Pacquiao, lost just with Pacquiao, it's not that bad?
Well, his last fight wasn't as convincing as.
No, it was a great performance.
Yeah, he fought for ages, rounds, but 9 months or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, these fighters these days, they take so much time out, and then they need a warm-up fight, and then they don't look good.
End up training for that fight? How long did he end up training before that fight?
That'll be usual, innit? Like 12-week camp. You do a couple months solid camp for it, but that's not the point. He's just a bit rusty. I just didn't see the same, like Thurman. I didn't see the same Thurman since he beat, when he first came out, he was so hungry. You can just tell this guy, he's on it. He wants big fights. He wants to win them all. He wants to be champ. Like, you can just see it, because every time he won, he was hyping. He was calling everyone out on the interview after the fight. But then when he beat Porter, then it's like Danny Garcia as well.
Yeah, Garcia. That's it.
When he beat them, it's like almost like, I've done it now. I'm just gonna chill. Then I think he got married, and after
he got married.
He was missing, didn't it? Then he came back and he fought Pacquiao, and then he didn't look. He looked okay, but not. Like you say, I think he took it a bit lightly. He didn't know what kind of beast he's going in with, and then he lost, and then he's not fought for ages. How long's it been since he fought? He fought the Barrios guy. He fought someone named Barrios.
No, that was his last fight in February.
Yeah, see, that's a long time ago. For if he wants to get back in. But I don't see. It depends what kind of Thurman comes in. If he's a hungry Thurman like he used to be when he first appeared, then he's gonna be in trouble. He's gonna be a problem, because he's a hit and mover, and he got power. But he's got some serious power. You can see when he lands, he's very strong. But is he gonna turn up, or is it gonna be the latest Thurman we know? Not so great, average at best. Just enough to win. Because Spence is a bit of a monster. Even though Spence ain't fought for ages. Yeah. Yeah, what are you saying, Hubs?
No, it takes a lot to go in and out of your prime. Like you said, he's got married. He's had a lot of different things going on. You have to be the beast inside. Every
Yeah,
fighter
he's
has
got to
their
come back.
prime. And if it goes away,
He's
it
got to
goes
come back
away.
the old firm.
Yeah.
Well, there's a slight disadvantage because Keith Thurman is the older man by 2 years at 34 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's still
And
decent age.
it's still a decent age, even
Still
though
okay.
they've almost got the same record of fights, and he's been fighting longer. You know, he became professional 5 years before Errol Spence. But so Spence has been the busier fighter.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they've
Spence
almost
been
got the same record,
big fights.
except
Yeah,
he's got the loss.
the other thing is, like I would say, Spence, Spence is a southpaw as well. So
Yeah.
I don't know how, you saw what kind of problems Pacquiao gave being
Pacquiao
southpaw.
gave him, yeah.
So what's he gonna do with Spence? He's another southpaw. He might give him more trouble. That he's not used to yet. But I'm gonna ask you both if the fight does happen, which I don't mind if it does actually, because these guys need to fight. Now I'm getting a bit fed up waiting for the fights to happen with these guys. They're the main guys of the sport. They're just waiting on each other, like Bud Crawford and him ain't fighting no more when they're supposed to. That's fell apart. So if it does happen, who do you have your pick on? Who do you think, Dill? Start with you, Dill. Who do you think? And how do you think it's going to go?
Do you know what? I think, I would have said Thurman, but because that Barrios fight, that he had in February, it didn't. That was for the WBC welterweight eliminator fight, and he won by decision. And Barrios isn't a pushover, but Errol Spence, when you're going for somebody like Errol Spence, mate, it doesn't look good for Thurman. I don't see it going 12 rounds.
Okay.
I see 9th, 10th, maybe 10th more thingy is going to get, because do you know what it is? Errol Spence is coming in with a record of 28 wins. Yeah? 22 of those by knockout. Keith Thurman, 30 wins, 1 loss, 22 knockouts. Yeah? Almost identical. Only thing is, Spence Jr., he has a slight advantage in power over Thurman, and his 79% knockout percentage over Thurman's 73%. Yeah, and he's also got a height advantage of 3 inches over Thurman, and his reach also extends to a 3-inch advantage. So it's like he's fighting an uphill battle, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he fights in an orthodox stance. So, you know what? I can't say Thurman's got a chance in life. Maybe he'll have a chance. Yeah, I think he'll have a chance if he goes all out in the first 5 rounds. But knowing Errol Spence Jr. is going to weather the storm and he's going to give back as good as he gets. And I think with his body shots, the way he approaches fighters, man, 9th, 10th, I think it's over. It's not going to go 12. It's going to wear him down and finish him off.
Okay. What are you saying, Hubs? What do you think?
Well, I think it depends on a lot of factors. So with Keith, look at what he did. Like he was bossy with Pacquiao, right? He came in and he betted on himself for the 1st and 2nd round, winning by knockout on the 7th, I think, right?
Which fight's that?
That was for the Pacquiao, with Keith and Pacquiao, right?
Yeah.
So he went in there with like that.
I thought you were saying he knocked him out. Like, man,
wait. I'm talking about that oomph to come in there, bet on yourself, 1st, 2nd.
Yeah.
So he had a bit of that, but look, he got taken by a southpaw, right? Someone way out, like way more skilled than him, and he couldn't recover in that fight. So it really depends if he's learned his lesson, if he can get to that elite stage again and become peak. He won't hit peak, but you can have the experience to overcome that, right? If you work hard enough and you bring that beast into that ring. So Keith could, but the thing is, it's more of a could. I think with Errol, if Errol also learns, because he can be quite fast and he can get quite hot-headed when he fights, right? Keith, from what I've seen, is a bit more experienced. He can hold back and come forward. With Errol, if he actually, because he's a bulldog, as long as he learns not to let his head get too far in the game, and you know that his anger and emotions get the best of him, I think Errol's going to have it. And in terms of rounds, I think I'd say, yeah, I think Keith's going to have to keep going. I don't think he's going to go down any less than 7 or 8. Yeah, so I'd say about 9 in the 9th round.
Yeah, from 9. So what did you say, Dill? 7, 8? Did you say
No,
7,
I said 8, 9.
8, 9? Oh, and you're going for 9 too, so very similar.
Yeah, I'm going for 9.
Similar rounds, okay.
You know what? Hang on.
Yeah, go on.
Either Keith is gonna hold it up and take it, and lose, and he's gonna lose by unanimous decision. Yeah, because I think he's just too good. Errol Spence is just too good. But if he gets knocked out by Errol Spence, then it's gonna be 8 or 9 straight.
Yeah, okay. I think personally, it's gonna go the way. I think it'll be unanimous decision for Spence. But only way knockout, like you say, Dill, I think the only way knockout happens, and that's why I'm a bit like swayed possibly could happen, is I noticed Keith Thurman doesn't like getting hit to the body very much. Like, there's been a few fights where he's got hit to the body and he's been in trouble. Like, literally, when someone gets hit to the body, you see them cave in and they're just trying to survive. And, it was, I don't know if you remember seeing Josecito Lopez and Thurman. He caught him with a big shot to the body. He hurt Thurman. Then there was fight with obviously Pacquiao on the 8th round, I think it was.
But hang on, Josecito Lopez, did he not beat him by decision?
Yeah, he beat Lopez by decision.
Yeah.
But there was a point where he was in trouble, where he he got hit quite hard to the body, and you saw he was a bit trouble in that fight at a certain point. And there was one other fight, I think it was Guerrero, Robert Guerrero. He's retired now, but he was a southpaw. Oh. He caught Thurman with a big shot to the body, and you can see he got nicely and he hurt. You can see he was in trouble. So there's like quite a few fights where he's very vulnerable to getting like hit to the body, and you can see he doesn't fight back. He tries to survive. So I think that's the only way. And Spence being a body puncher, his boxing is brilliant, and he goes high, he switches low, high, low.
Yeah. And
his main tools is he just grinds you down with the body shots. And I think that's where, if Thurman comes in where he's not the Thurman that we know, where he floats and pops you off and moves. If that Thurman comes, he will go all the way because he will learn to survive. But if Thurman comes where he's a bit not the same and he stays put, gets caught up against the ropes,
he's finished.
He's gonna get it because Spence's body shots are relentless. His style is relentless. He breaks you. He just slowly every round he gets worse. He breaks you, keeps on coming, and when he gets inside, that's it. You've had it. He's just gonna switch high, low. You just know where the punch is coming from. You see with his latest fights, the man can just keep going. He's so conditioned. He can just keep punching for the whole round. And I'm talking about power punches as well. So I think, depending on what Thurman turns up, that's what. If it's the old Thurman, I go unanimous decision to Spence still. If it's like the latest Thurman we see, like the last fight, then yeah, he's had it. I think he'll go to 10, maybe even 11, and then I think he ain't gonna survive after that. Yeah. I think Spence gets worse every round. He just gets more and more determined. So that's my take on it. I think either way, Spence wins, I think. All right. So so there it is. Everyone's got their prediction. So Hubs, Dill reckoned round 9. both you kind of joint, but Dill saying could be unanimous decision for Spence as well. If it goes all the way, Spence still gonna win, but by unanimous decision. I'm going with unanimous decision if the old Thurman turns up. If it's the latest Thurman, he's getting ended by 10-11, by body shot. That's my specific prediction. So I'm looking forward to this fight. I know most people disappointed that Bud Crawford and Spence fight isn't happening. Obviously, they're blaming each other. You don't know who to believe anymore. But at the same time, this is still a good fight, especially with the way boxing is. These top fighters are not fighting each other anymore. So I'm kind of looking forward to any good names like that now. So hopefully it happens, and if it does, hopefully in February, March, around that time, gives them enough time to train and get to their peak. So thanks for joining us, and we're going to catch you on the next one.
Thank you all for joining us on another episode. As always, we would welcome your feedback in the comments below, good or bad. We always want to improve and make better videos for all of our viewers. Please also remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Ciao.
Ciao.
See ya.